Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session for June 21st, 2022. As a reminder, for those of you this is a public meeting, so for those of you that are calling in, please ensure that you have muted your phone by pressing *6. Thank you, everybody. And this morning we will begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right. Each year, the nation recognizes Men's Health Month in June to raise awareness for diseases and illnesses that affect men and boys in America. By better understanding who faces the most significant risks, we can raise awareness, target our own prevention efforts, and provide treatment options. It's important to underscore the fact that disparities and inequities in health outcomes exist at a disproportionate rate for communities of color, particularly for African American males. For example, they're more likely to have chronic conditions, a shorter lifespan, less access to health care, and be uninsured compared to their white counterparts. Studies have shown that there are significant differences in health outcomes for patients of different races, even when they're treated by the same doctor or health system. We know many people of color who experience racism in the healthcare system, and this in turn causes distrust and fewer visits to the doctor. Cultural competency is vital to healthcare delivery and increasing healthy equity and access to care for all. June also hosts recognition of Family Health and Fitness Day, celebrated on June 12th. The day focuses on keeping families and communities healthy. National health advocates are sending a message by coupling these recognitions together in June, and they want their message repeated over and over again. Prevention is the key to good health. At Franklin County, we know the impact on social determinants of health, how transportation, housing, and access to healthy food makes a difference. We're committed to supporting our residents to address the social determinants of health so that everyone and their families can thrive and not just survive. If you need medical services, do not have health care coverage, please contact our Job and Family Services Department, who can assist you and connect you to available resources by calling 1-844-640-6446. That's 844-640-6446. And we ask that you join us in observing Men's Health Month so we may all celebrate together again next year. And I know I have one or two things I'd like to say, but I am certain that Commissioner Boyce, this is a topic that is very near and dear to him. So I'm certain that Commissioner Boyce has something he'd like to say.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner O'Grady. I think you really said it all very well regarding the statistics around African American, and particularly African American men. But I do want to say that Franklin County was one of the first counties in the nation to declare racism as a public health crisis. And rooted in that concept is exactly what you said, that the social determinants of health have so much impact on the broader society in general. And that's why we did it, to begin to turn the dial to a different gauge, to say that we want to encourage, want to break the mold, the narrative about access to healthcare, about access to quality healthcare. And finally, let me say it's why I know since I've been here, and Commissioner O'Grady has been a great advocate and partner with me in this. We've been great supporters financially and broadly with the African American wellness effort, African American male wellness effort. And every year that event gets larger and larger. And while there's a 5K that goes into it, it's really bigger than a 5K. It is screenings, it's wellness knowledge and information, it's access to other resources in the community, it's mental health resources. And so that investment that we've made, Commissioner O'Grady, I know personally has been meaningful and substantive to many communities. And I think if there was a way to incrementally measure that, then I know we'd see progress in that area in Franklin County. And that's happened because of folks like yourself and you and I have worked together. And certainly Commissioner Crowell and Commissioner Brown before that have worked together to be committed to the idea that racism is a public health crisis. And so we invest directly in that. And I think we're making real progress. So thank you very much. And this is coming, I think the Wellness Walk, I'm the honorary chair this year. I think it's coming up in August. I don't have the date on my head right now, but it's August, and it's going to be, I know there's at least 10,000 people that come out to that thing. I mean, it is absolutely a fabulous event and very much a community-wide celebration of health and wellness.
So all of the aforementioned stuff is true. All the stuff that I read, all the statistics that I read, and all the things that Commissioner Boyce has mentioned is all very real, very much true. The only thing I would add to that is, you know, as somebody who has for years battled all my own health issues, the only thing I can add to that is you know, go get your checkups, go get your screenings. You know, the whole idea that that we as men are tough and that we as men don't need to go seek medical attention, or that we can, you know, that we're tough enough to be able to handle things, or that we're tough enough. You know, I thought I was tough. I thought I was indestructible until I realized that I wasn't. And I almost didn't make it. But since that time, I've realized that I have too much invested in my wife and my kids, too much invested in my family, too much invested in the community, too much invested in my future, too much invested in the future that I see for myself, too much invested in the future that I see for my family, too much invested in the future that I see for the community and the things that I want to do and I want to accomplish. And so, you know, I go and do my regular screenings. I go and do my regular tests. I do, you know, what the doctor tells me to do, for the most part. I mean, you know, we all have our issues. My wife's in the other room right now, probably cringing, saying she wishes I did more. But I you know, I heed the doctors. And the biggest thing is I listen to my body. And when my body's telling me that I need to slow down, I slow down. And when body tells me I need to do more, I do more. But you can't ignore things, and you can't not go seek medical attention, and you can't say, oh, you know, I'll put it off for another day, you know, because you never know when another day is not going to come. And so this is important stuff, and I'm glad that we're recognizing it this morning, and I'm glad that we're telling all those that will listen this morning that you know, this is important and we need to do something about it. So, Commissioner Boyce, thanks for all the work that you've been doing over the years. You're a great champion for this, and you've done a huge amount in this area, so thank you. All right, so let's move on. We can get an approval of the minutes of the June 14th, 2022 general session, the June 16th, 2022 briefing session.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
All right, now let's move on, and we'll begin with the coroner this morning.
Resolution number 46322. Resolution authorizing a contract with Johnson Mortuary Transport, LLC to provide body transport services to other Ohio counties for autopsy services in the amount of $90,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Amanda Alvarez-Wright, representing Dr. Annie Ortiz, the coroner. The resolution before you is an agreement with Johnson Mortuary Transport, LLC to provide body transport to other Ohio counties for autopsy services. This contract is a result from an RFP with a 1-year initial term billed per trip basis. This contract will be effective for 1 year from the date of signatures by the Franklin County Commissioners, and the contract is not to exceed $90,000. Pending any questions, we ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage of, I don't have the resolution number in front of me. What is that?
It's 46322.
Move for passage of 463-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 46322 has been adopted.
Amanda, I don't appreciate you laughing at me because I didn't see the number there. I saw that.
It's okay. That's the type of morning I've had all day, so I'm glad it's not just me.
I understand. I'm glad I can make you laugh. I'm glad I can make you smile.
You know what I appreciate about Amanda is that I gave her a hard time for her Yankees, or is it Yankees or Red Sox? I gave her a hard time for her baseball hat.
Still there.
Yeah, it's still there, but you know what? She's been smart enough ever since to make sure that it's never in the photo anymore, or in the video anymore.
I'll make sure to get my Clippers hat on there so I represent the county.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Amanda. The drainage engineer.
Resolution number 46422. Resolution authorizing a transfer of funds for the Stormwater Management Program.
Good morning, Commissioners. I want to start out with a mic check. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, good morning.
Thank you. For the record, my name is Cornell Robertson, honored to serve as the Franklin County Engineer and Drainage Engineer for every resident, every day, following your lead known as the Franklin County Way. Commissioners, this first resolution, as you know, the Franklin County Engineer also serves as the Franklin County Drainage Engineer and oversees the Stormwater Management Program. Your board appropriated $1.9 million approximately within the general fund in the 2022 approved budget. As the drainage engineer, I am requesting approximately half of this amount to cover operating and capital improvement expenses for the second half of 2022. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of the resolution. I don't have the number.
Sorry, it's resolution number 46422.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 46422 has been adopted.
And on to the drainage engineer.
Resolution number 46522. Resolution to update the annual progress report relating to the Franklin County Engineers Anti-Racism and Equity Program supporting the Franklin County Board of Commissioners' declaration of racism as a public health crisis.
Commissioners, Cornell Robertson still here, and with me at the podium is the Franklin County Engineers Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Department, Mrs. Simone Burley and George Perkins Anene. I asked them to be with me today and give part of our presentation. And as you recall, back on May 19th of 2020, you all declared racism as a public health crisis. And following your leadership, I wanted to support that effort. And though as the county engineer or the county engineer's office, I don't think we really have a lot of influence. However, I feel that it's important for us all to do what we can to make our world better. Therefore, we developed what we call the Franklin County Engineers Anti-Racism and Equity Program. And we wanted it to have positive, meaningful, and measurable action items that we work on throughout the year. And similar to how I present annual reports for our bridge inspections or our capital improvement programs, I thought it would be wise that we present our anti-racism and equity program on an annual basis to share with you things that we have accomplished, things that we are working on, and new ideas that we have moving into the future. So with that being said, I'll turn the microphone over to Mrs. Burley.
Thank you, Engineer Robertson. Good morning, Commissioners. Just a few things I'd
Morning.
like to. Good morning. Just a few things I'd like to add to our uploaded documents that we submitted regarding the Franklin County Engineers Anti-Racism and Equity Program. There are 3 pillars in the Diversity and Inclusion Department: workforce, procurement, and outreach. And I just want to touch briefly on some of the things we've been doing in each pillar. With the workforce pillar, I think our most successful program is our mentorship program. It's very well received by our teammates. We are getting ready to start session 5. That means we've done this for 5 times now and will continue to do so. It's even reached to the outside world. We had we're interviewing right now for equipment operator ones, and one of our candidates said that they heard about the program and they are looking forward to getting hired so they can participate in it. So that was very encouraging to hear. We do D&I training every year. It's a mandatory training. Each year we have a theme. This year is allyship and belonging. Our demographics update is in the report as well. I just want to note that since Engineer Robertson has become county engineer, we have seen increase in our minority candidates and employees at our office, and we have expanded our outreach to underrepresented populations, which has been extremely successful. We actually are doing outreach to HBCUs as well, and our first HBCU intern started today actually, and we'll be having a HBCU Civil Career Expo in conjunction with National HBCU Week in September. Regarding our EBE program, which is Equitable Business Enterprise Program for locally funded projects, we have 17, 18 projects this year. This is in our procurement pillar. We continue to meet all of our goals that are set for those projects. We also have a small government infrastructure improvement fund, as well as the first mile, last mile program that fall under that pillar. And then I forgot to mention in the workforce pillar, we have our first woman chief in the agency, our Chief Human Resources Officer, Angie Phelps. So that was great to see as well. Within our outreach pillar, we have an Adopt a School program with Ohio Avenue Elementary. We are in our third year with them. We do reading and tutoring to our third grade students. We participate in a career fair, back to school kickoff. They had a fun day at the school we participated in a few weeks ago. Prior to the pandemic, we served Thanksgiving dinner to all the participants, students at the school. Engineer Robertson provides hat, scarf, and gloves around Christmas time. And so that partnership continues and is very much appreciated by the school. And we also have a partnership with Cristo Rey High School. We take on 4 interns a year. That partnership will continue as well, and we're very glad to see that flourish as well. And I'll turn it back over to you, Engineer Robertson.
Thank you, Simone. And Commissioners, this wraps up our presentation. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I'd just like to commend, pardon me, Commissioner Grady, may I?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I just want to commend you, Engineer Robertson, for really responding to our call for action. Declaring racism as a public health crisis is just one aspect. It's really the work that comes after it. And I know in my direct conversations with you, as well as your conversations with this board, you're a person, a leader that has taken this very serious from the word go. And I value and appreciate that. And I really believe that Franklin County as an institution is moving the needle because of leaders like yourself working with us on these issues. Simone, I think you hit the nail on the head. Workforce, procurement, and outreach are all very crucial aspects and, most importantly, very easy to measure. When we look back a couple of years from now, in each of those categories, we'll be able to sort of examine and evaluate if we've really made a difference. And that's that's a really good way to approach it. So I'm really excited about your work. Congratulations, and thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
You know, great work, guys. It'd be, you know, it's great that you take it this seriously. Love it if everybody in county government took it as seriously as you do. So thanks for you know, setting an example. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
All right. Well, let's move to the prosecuting attorney.
I think I got to move for Pat. I think we got to vote on it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I apologize.
Yep. If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 465-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 46522 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. Have a great day.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Cornell.
too.
All right, let's move to the prosecuting attorney.
Resolution number 46622. Resolution authorizing and approving a consultant contract for diversity, equity, and inclusion training with Raising the Bar Performance Group, LLC, in the amount of $35,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Robin Moorhead. I'm an Assistant Prosecuting Attorney with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office. I'm here this morning to present a resolution which would authorize the Board and the Prosecutor's Office to enter into a consulting contract with Raising the Bar Performance Group. As part of the services, Raising the Bar will administer a cultural climate assessment for the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office and its staff to identify and assess current organizational diversity, equity, and inclusion needs. And it will facilitate 2 sessions with the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office and its leadership and diversity, equity, and inclusion partners to help support diversity, equity, and inclusion planning and implementation needs for the Prosecutor's Office. The contract will be effective upon execution by the County Administrator and will expire upon completion of the services, and the contract has a not-to-exceed amount of $35,000. Pending any questions, I respectfully request that you approve this resolution.
Commissioner Grady, if I may.
Please.
I'll just say that I can't think of an area where diversity, equity, and inclusion can be more critical in this broader conversation than within the prosecutor's office. And the judicial system by itself is a space, an area that, quite frankly, we've got a lot of room for growth and opportunity there to address some of the systemic issues that have plagued us in the process. And so I'm really grateful for Prosecutor Tyak and the team that he's put forward, taking this seriously once again. I really think the culture of Franklin County is shifting in a very positive way. So please share with the prosecutor our appreciation for this resolution and this work.
Of course. Thank you, Commissioner Boyce.
With that, if there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 466-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 46622 has been adopted.
All right, let's move to the sheriff now.
Resolution number 46722. No cost supplemental contract modification number 3 with Matrix Point Software LLC and the Franklin County Sheriff's Office for the Matrix Police Case Management System.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. My name is Albert Smith, and I'm the Assistant Finance Director here at the Sheriff's Office. This resolution will authorize a no-cost contract modification with Matrix Point Software for the Matrix Police Case Management System. The contract modification will allow the City of Groveport and the Village of Obetz to access our system as an external agency to the contract through September 30th of 2028. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 467-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Voting, Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 46722 has been adopted. Resolution number 46822. Resolution authorizing a 7-year master customer agreement with Motorola Solutions Incorporated for the Premier One computer-aided dispatch system and mobile system in the amount of $3,209,969.
Commissioners, for our next resolution, I also have Trevor Farrell on the call from our Communications Center to answer any additional questions you may have. This resolution will authorize a contract with Motorola Solutions for Premier One computer-aided based dispatch system and mobile system. It's also known as our CAD system. The term of the agreement will be for 7 years with 3 additional 1-year optional extension periods. Our current system is 20 years old and is in need of replace. The contract will not exceed $3,209,969. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
Do we have a motion?
Commissioner.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get my phone off mute there. My phone. I couldn't get my computer off mute there. If there are no further comments or there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 468-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 468-22 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, thanks, Albert. We'll move on to Emergency Management Agency.
Resolution number 469-22. Resolution authorizing a third contract extension with Jess Howard Electric Company for outdoor warning siren maintenance and installation in the amount of $100,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Young, representing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. This resolution is our annual renewal of the maintenance contract for the outdoor siren system and is the third and final extension of the current maintenance contract with Jess Howard Electric. The original contract was for an initial 2-year term with the option to extend for 3 additional 1-year periods. This contract extension has a not to exceed amount of $100,000, which is more than necessary for any typical preventative maintenance needs, as well as allowing for immediate repair of sirens in the event any siren suffers damage, impacting our ability to continue to operate at or above our 99% fully functional level. I will gladly answer any questions and ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 469-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 469-22 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Now to the Office on Aging.
Resolution number 470-22. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Office on Aging to purchase bottled water and box fans for elderly residents of Franklin County who have been experiencing extreme duress due to life-threatening weather conditions in the amount of $35,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administrators. Hello, I'm sorry. I am Shonda Wingo, the Interim Director of the Office on Aging. This resolution will authorize the purchase of additional box fans and water for our Franklin County residents 60 and older. As we are all aware, last week, our county experienced extreme heat as well as power outages that put many of our older residents in danger of health issues related to the heat. The Franklin County Office on Aging began making wellness calls. We made about 7,000 calls last week. We also did some home visits, and we delivered approximately over 300 fans and about 10,000 bottles of water. And so we've depleted our stock, and this resolution will allow us to purchase additional supplies, especially because we don't know what the future heat and outages may bring. We are expecting a heat wave this week, and this resolution will allow us to purchase additional fans and waters for emergency situations. So pending any further questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 470-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 470-22 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shonda. And we'll move on to Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 471-22. Resolution authorizing the First Amendment to Assignment and Assumption Agreement between Franklin County and B Corps Defender OH1B01 LLC, formerly known as CIVF V-OH1B01 LLC.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Emmanuel Torres, Assistant Director of Economic Development and Planning. This resolution will authorize a First Amendment to an assignment and assumption agreement between Franklin County and the owners of 7145 Rickenbacker Parkway. The tenant at this site is Cinex Corporation, which is an American multinational corporation that provides business-to-business IT services, and they conduct their distribution operations on this site. In November of 2021, the owner changed its name, which has been recorded at the Franklin County Recorder's Office. And this property currently has a CRA incentive in place. The purpose of this resolution is to amend the assignment and assumption agreement to, number one, evidence the name change to B Corp, as abbreviated, and to reaffirm its representations and warranties under the assignment and assumption agreement. Pending any questions, I respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 471-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47122 has been adopted. Resolution number 47222. Resolution approving a development partner agreement with Thrive Companies for the purposes of the Ohio Department of Development Brownfield Redevelopment Program and authorizing the submission of that agreement in support of Thrive Companies' Brownfield Redevelopment Program grant application.
Good morning, Commissioners. Director Jim Schimmer. I am happy to bring this resolution forward to you this morning. The Brownfield Remediation Program in the state of Ohio was created to award grants for remediation of brownfield sites throughout the county and to assist in the remediation of hazardous substances such as petroleum or industrial, commercial, or industrial properties that have been contaminated. Remediation includes the acquisition of the brownfield site, demolition performed at the brownfield, installation or upgrade of minimum infrastructure that is necessary to make brownfield operational for economic development activity. Commissioners, Thrive Companies is proposing the demolition and redevelopment of the existing industrial property that is occupied by the National Electric Coil Company and Rail Products International at 800 King Avenue in Columbus and Clinton Township. All of that in Franklin County. The property has been used for industrial purposes since 1928. Thrive is also working with NEC and RPI to relocate their current existing operations to another site in Franklin County. In the meantime, what Thrive continues to move forward on is a project that will have approximately 590 apartment units, including 60 of those being affordable, with structured parking, 15 to 20,000 square feet of retail space along King Avenue. And the estimated project has a cost value of approximately $110 million. Round 3 opens in July 1st, and it will utilize the remaining portion of the state funding that is available. The round 3 will remain open till the end of September. Thrive will be applying for those fundings during round 3. On the call this morning, I have Vice President and Director of Environmental Services, Joe Reedy. If you have any questions, Commissioners, specifically about this particular project and our use of the brownfield funds.
Nope. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 472-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47222 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Resolution number 47322. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Sharon L. Bernal at 473 Lawrence Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43228.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jenny Snack, Chief Operating Officer for Economic Development and Planning. Sharon L. Bernal received on March 19, 2008 from Franklin County a home loan for $15,000 on real estate commonly known as 473 Lawrence Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43228. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid in current, and I respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 473-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47322 has been adopted. Resolution number 47422. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Patrick W. Goodwin and Rosalind D. Goodwin at 2710 Beryl Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43211.
Patrick W. Goodwin and Rosalind D. Goodwin received on June 17, 2010 from Franklin County a loan for $3,124 on real estate commonly known as 2710 Beryl Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43211. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied, the property taxes were paid and current, and we would respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 474-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47422 has been adopted. Resolution number 47522. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Jack E. Griggs at 909 Exeter Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43213.
Jack E. Griggs received on August 11, 1998 from Franklin County a home loan for $15,000 on real estate commonly known as 909 Exeter Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43213. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied, the property taxes are paid and current, and I would respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 475-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47522 has been adopted. Resolution number 47622. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Isabel E. Lindsay and Leandra S. Lindsay at 6933 Spring Bloom Drive, Canal, Winchester, Ohio, 43110.
Isabel E. Lindsay and Leandra S. Lindsay received on October 7, 2016 from Franklin County a home loan for $6,000 on real estate commonly known as 6933 Spring Bloom Drive, Canal, Winchester, Ohio, 43110. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid and current. I would respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 476-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47622 has been adopted. Resolution number 47722. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Sherry R. McGregor at 3495 Brinkton Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43231.
Sherry R. McGregor received on July 30th, 2014 from Franklin County a home loan for $4,000 on real estate commonly known as 3495 Brinkton Drive, Columbus, Ohio, 43231. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid and current, and I would respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 477-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47722 has been adopted. Resolution number 47822. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Jenny Lidnisselbeck at 3451 Treview Road, Franklin Township, Ohio, 43204.
Jenny Lidnisselbeck received on March 31st, 2004 from Franklin County a home loan for $1,798 on real estate commonly known as 3451 Treview Road, Franklin Township, Ohio, 43204. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied. The property taxes are paid and current, and I would respectfully request the approval of this discharge of mortgage on the property.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 478-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47822 has been adopted. Resolution number 47922. Resolution authorizing the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to sign the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Kathy O'Mella Ross at 1565 Rock Creek Drive, Grove City, Ohio 43123.
Lastly, Kathy O'Mella Ross received on April 29th, 2016 from Franklin County a home loan for $6,000 on real estate commonly known as 1565 Rock Creek Drive, Grove City, Ohio 43123. The requirements of the housing loan have been satisfied, the property taxes are paid and current, and I respectfully request the approval of the discharge of mortgage on this property.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 479-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 47922 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, if, let's move on now to, and by the way, thank you, Jen. Let's move on to, what did I see was next? The Job and Family Services Department.
Resolution number 48022. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Department of Job and Family Services Director to enter into an agreement with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology for the Jameel Poverty Action Lab, JPAL, research grant.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Assistant Director. Our agency submitted an application for the JPAL Poverty Action Lab at MIT during last year's State and Local Innovations Initiative competition. And we were notified in this November that we had been accepted and awarded a grant in the amount of $49,000. The award supports state and local governments in designing and implementing program evaluations with the goal of providing evidence-based recommendations for policy changes. We are working with researchers from JPAL to design a randomized, I can't even say the word, a random control trial study whether and how the eviction rates are affected by pairing our PRC, Emergency Rental Assistance funding, with eviction prevention workshops offered through our partners at the Community Mediation Services. This resolution authorizes the director to enter into an agreement with JPAL as well as any other future amendments with MIT for the continued provision of the JPAL grant. This resolution supports goal number 12 of your Rise Together blueprint, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 480-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 48022 has been adopted. Resolution number 48122. Resolution approving a service agreement extension with Credible Mind Incorporated for a digital behavioral health platform that connects residents to online mental health and wellness information and resources in the amount of $43,000.
Commissioners, the COVID-19 pandemic is having a major impact on mental health. A CDC report in June of 2020 found that anxiety disorder, depressive disorders, substance abuse disorders, and suicidal thoughts were all on the rise. Studies have also shown that as many as 75% of people feel more confident and comfortable taking a self-paced approach and addressing their mental health and wellness issues. We recognize that we are in the midst of a mental and behavioral health crisis as well, and have been for some time. We need to meet people where they are, and that's where the Credible Mind platform comes into place. The online platform connects residents and families with national and local resources to address their mental health and emotional health challenges. It allows the Franklin County families to search for information and resources and over 200 emotional and mental health topics. Visitors can take self-assessments and connect with apps, podcasts, videos, articles, and books on the platform. All are evidence-based approaches that are known to help with a variety of mental health and wellness topics. It also provides us with access to an array of analytical data to track different trends, the platform and platform utilization, while protecting all personal information. This resolution supports goal number 9 of your Rise Together blueprint, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 41-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 48122 has been adopted. Resolution number 48222, resolution approving a subaward agreement with Glen Community House for youth enrichment programming in the amount of $120,000.
Commissioners, Glen Community House has served the Franklinton and Near West Side communities since 1905. This year-round Gladden Youth Services Program helps youth perform better in school and in life. The program focuses on supporting academic improvement, encouraging health and fitness, allowing youth to explore new interests and skills, and exploring them and exposing them to new places and experiences. Through this agreement, Gladden will offer year-round programming for approximately 50 young people from low-income families on the West Side. And pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for passage or adoption of 482-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 48222 has been adopted. Resolution number 48322, resolution approving a subaward agreement with The Ohio State University for the Life Sports Summer Youth Program in the amount of $40,000.
Life Sports is a partnership, Life Sports is a partnership with Columbus Recreation and Parks, the Lindy Foundation, and the Columbus Metropolitan Housing Authority, in which youth ages 5 through 14 are offered quality educational, social, and physical activities throughout the summer months. Life Sports provides 8 weeks of full-day in-person programming and includes a combination of social skill development, instruction in science, health, and wellness lessons, and sports activities. Summer programs operate at 4 different locations, and youth have the chance to learn and participate in a different sport activity each week. Life Sports will serve approximately 20 TANF-eligible youth. This resolution supports goal number 13 of your Rise Together blueprint, and pending any questions, we request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 43-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 48322 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right. So now we are moving on to the, we're getting late in the ball game here. So moving on to the Justice Policy and Programs Department.
Resolution number 48422, resolution authorizing the county administrator to approve a no-cost extension of the grant agreement with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office through the FY20 Justice Assistance Grant as authorized by the Bureau of Justice Assistance.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rochelle Pride, Director for the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. On April 6, 2022, via Resolution 256-21, the Board of Commissioners approved a subrecipient award in the amount of $143,000 to the Franklin County Sheriff's Office to support community policing initiatives. The original award period was scheduled to terminate June 30th, 2022. However, carryover funding from the previous year's JAG grant and the time it took to fill the HOPE Task Force analyst position led to delayed implementation of the following programs: Citizens Academy, Street Smarts, the HOPE Task Force, Criminal Warrants, and Internet Crimes Against Children. The Sheriff's Office has requested a 12-month extension of their grant program through June 30th, 2023 to complete the intended deliverables. The proposed revised timeline falls within the FY 2020 JAG block performance period, which expires September 30th of 2023. This resolution supports goal number 10 of the Rise Together blueprint, and pending any questions, we would seek your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 484-22.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 48422 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, Purchasing Department, thanks, Rochelle.
Resolution number 48522. Resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $4,070,010.08.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Balanier, Director of Purchasing. Joining me is Marlise Ryan, Economic Equity Administrator with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 78 purchase orders for which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding. And Marlise has the supplier diversity data for this week. Good morning, Marlise.
Good morning, Megan, and good morning, Commissioners. This week, we have for your approval 11 purchase orders that are being presented to award to 4 small and emerging businesses, 4 minority business enterprise, 1 disadvantaged business enterprise, and 2 women business enterprise, totaling $128,000. This week, the following agencies have increased supplier diversity within Franklin County: Public Facilities Management, Job and Family Services, Court of Common Pleas, the Domestic Relations and Juvenile Court, Emergency Management, and the Sheriff's Office.
Thank you, Marlise. Pending any questions, Commissioners, we request your approval of this resolution.
Thank you. If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 485-22.
Second?
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 48522 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. So I'm sorry, Lauren, do we have, apologies, Assistant Clerk Gressel, do we have any journalizations this morning?
Yes, we have 2. The
Great.
first is case number ANX-24-22, an expedited type 2 annexation petition ANX-24-22 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on June 13th, 2022. The petition is requesting to annex 71.6 acres from Madison Township to the City of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on July 19th, 2022. Site 5700 Winchester Pike, PID number 180-000134. And the second is case number ANX-25-22, an expedited type 2 annexation petition ANX-25-22 was filed with the Franklin County Economic Development and Planning Department on June 16th, 2022. The petition is requesting to annex 9.887 acres from Hamilton Township to the City of Columbus. The petition will be considered by the Board of Commissioners on July 19th, 2022. Site London Groveport Road, PID number 150-000429.
Okay, so do we have any members of the media in attendance that would have any questions? All right, hearing none. Do we have any other business before the board? All right, everybody, that concludes our business for today. See everybody next week.
See you. Thank you.
Take care.